Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up Charlotte to go. Here's hoping you had a great weekend. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Carolyn Bruck. We do have a lot to get to, but first, we want to talk to Larry Sprinkle.
Good morning to you. Yesterday was 70 yesterday, average high 69. We're going to be somewhere close to one of those two, upper 60s to near 70 today. Here it is hour by hour, 1 o'clock, mid 60s, right in the middle of the afternoon. I think a little more cloudiness today, but still pretty close to average as far as our temperatures go. Check it out. Next 7 days, a big warm up tomorrow, mid 70s tomorrow, more of the same on Wednesday. Here comes a heavy rain from Zeta on Thursday, a few leftover showers on Friday. The weekend will be dry. It'll be cooler, a lot cooler. High only 61 on Halloween, and Sunday's high will be in the mid 60s, and that is your first one forecast.
Turning now to our top stories of the morning in your morning rush. Today, Charlotte leaders will vote on a plan to improve the police department's relationship with the community.
Good morning, I'm Billie Jean Shaw in Uptown. Today, Charlotte city leaders will vote on a plan that could update CMPD policies. Those policy proposals include empowering the Citizens Review Board to review cases where an officer witnesses another officer use excessive force, culture competency training for officers, and a response to improving mental health by redirecting non-emergency 911 calls to a health emergency provider. That meeting will begin at 4 o'clock today.
Starting today, elementary schoolers in Union County are back in the classroom 4 days a week. The district moving into Plan A phase. Kindergarten through fifth graders will be in school Monday through Thursday. However, students at Unionville Elementary will not be back today. They're going to learn remotely for 2 weeks after several positive COVID-19 cases at the school.
Today, the Senate will officially vote Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. The Senate moving her nomination forward overnight with what's called a procedural vote. Her confirmation vote is expected tonight. Democrats do not have the votes to block her nomination.
Rock Hill leaders again talking about ending the city's mask mandate. They're expected to discuss that at tonight's city council meeting. Just 2 weeks ago, city leaders voted to keep that mask mandate in place. It has been in effect there since July.
There's been a growing concern about a massive COVID-19 outbreak linked at a local church. It comes after more than 100 people tested positive after an event at the United House of Prayer on Beatties Ford Road. Let's bring in Rachel Lundberg. And Rachel, Mecklenburg County officials taking pretty strong and controversial action over the weekend, banning the church from holding any in-person events.
That's right. And if they don't abide by this order, there could be some consequences. So this is already a huge talker over on our Facebook page, over 230 comments. And this is after Mecklenburg County issued this abatement order. And it does involve banning in-person gatherings at the church until at least November 5th. The order is also in a hope to help officials try and prevent the spread of COVID-19 any further. Several cases are now what the county is calling secondary exposure. People not at the event that have tested positive because they were exposed to somebody that was. The order took effect over the weekend, Saturday at 10 a.m. Over more than 120 people have tested positive for the coronavirus, and at least 3 deaths are now linked, including at least 1 at a senior living facility. All of them linked to convocation events back on October 4th to the 11th. If the church doesn't comply, the county can take them to court on this and get a temporary restraining order. We have reached out to United House of Prayer. They have not reached back out with a response yet. As soon as we hear anything, we will definitely update you guys. A couple comments, though, on this story I'm already seeing. One from Telena saying that she lives in the area, that people should know better. Linda hoping that people do what is asked of you. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think of this story below. We will continue to follow the very latest. Back to you guys.
All right, Rachel, thanks. Time now to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. The countdown is on to Election Day, now just 8 days away, and there is a lot at stake this year. We talk about it every morning, including some things that you might not be familiar with that could shape the future of the Queen City.
You have a lot of decisions to make this election, and while the presidential, congressional, and Senate races are important, there are also smaller ones on the ballot that could make a big impact. Let's connect the dots. In Mecklenburg County, there are 3 bond referendums on the ballot this year. They're for transportation, affordable housing, and neighborhood improvements like greenways and bike lanes. In total, they're worth nearly $200 million. In fact, Charlotte City Council has already approved the plans. So you're probably thinking, Ben, what am I actually voting on then? You're deciding whether or not the city of Charlotte should borrow money for these projects. It's a pretty common practice. Bonds help the city pay for big projects over a longer period of time. The other piece of good news for you, if these bonds pass, your property taxes won't go up because the money is already part of the city's budget. And that is connecting the dots.
And you might be wondering, if the bonds aren't approved by voters, what happens? Well, they could be held for future votes. Charlotte City Council could also work to get funding in other ways.
Now to some stories to keep you and your family safe and sound today. Burger King wants to help the environment, we're told, by using someone's old coffee cup. It's not exactly like that, but sort of. The fast food chain is going to be testing reusable containers. So when you're done eating, you return the packaging. Burger King then cleans it before it gets reused. Sounds kind of like a restaurant. If this is a little too much for you, though, you can opt out of the service. The service will be tested in New York City and then Portland next year. I think it's probably the packaging, the way it looks.
You're making the point that it's like a regular sit-down restaurant that you go to, and they
reuse plates and cups and silverware.
We just got to get past that sort of block in our head that fast food does that.
For sure.
The pandemic changing how we do everything this year, including celebrating Halloween. But one thing that's not changing, most of us still buying candy just to eat it ourselves.
Most of us, including me.
That's right. According to a new survey, 83% of people still buying Halloween candy. More than half say they always buy candy they like so they can eat any extra. Just despite the fact that some neighborhoods are cutting back on trick-or-treating this year, I decided to ask folks over on Twitter, what is the best Halloween candy, really? And listen, let me be honest, I was not selfish in this poll.
Okay.
I personally like Heath bars, but I know that's not. I love candy corn.
So do I.
I got those little pumpkins this
the pumpkin candy corn?
Yeah, amazing, right?
There's something special about those.
But I know that's not popular, so I went with what I thought would be the fan favorites. And Carolyn, you called it. You said Reese's Cups.
You know what? I don't think I've ever had a Heath bar.
Oh, so good.
It's like almond roca, right?
It's like toffee.
So it sticks in your teeth?
Yeah, hard.
No.
Would
be good in ice cream.
Of course. Let me tell you, a Heath bar Blizzard.
Nothing better?
That'll change your life.
All right, we should go on a trip to get one.
Good.
All right, make sure you watch us every single morning, starting at 4:30 on Wake Up Charlotte. You'll be happy you did, I think.